So please go ahead and partake if you're doing that. And when I guide, I do not do THC. I took some CBD oil earlier to be in the field with you. So please go ahead while I say a few words as to why we embrace cannabis in this work. For one, cannabis, like psilocybin, enhances the process of neuroplasticity. That's the ability of the brain to form and reorganize synaptic connections and developing new patterns of thought and behavior. And it can relax the fight or flight response, anxiety, which really enhances the ability to focus and be present when we get in that relaxed and spacious space. And as we know, meditation does the same thing. So we can be even more profound when we pair these. Okay, so by now I'm assuming that if you if you partook, you're done. So I want you to get situated and settled, and I hope you had an opportunity to watch the video that I shared for preparing here. What you want to do is be comfortable in a chair or on the floor. If you're in a chair, you want your feet firmly planted on the floor, and wherever you sit, you always want to have a, um, a straight spine, and your shoulders are back, and just sitting up. Okay. And you're right now, we'll begin a cleansing breath. And I do want to say that if emotions and feelings start coming up too fast for you, this is important if you haven't been with me before. So if emotions and feelings start coming up too fast for you, and often they can, if we go through our lives without calling up our emotions and going toward them to meet them, and in fact we do the opposite, right? We push them away. And so when we are in a space where we're inviting the emotions up, they can start coming up very fast, and it can be a little bit overwhelming. So if that happens to you, I invite you to just drop into long, deep breathing. Okay, you just want to slow it all down, but you don't want to collapse. So for instance, for this first breath, we're going to be holding in a mudra. We're going to be holding here like this in front of our chest, and to keep us it's a compass for us. And so if things start coming up too fast for you, rather than collapse, I just want you to drop in, hold the mudra, and instead of the breath that we're doing, which I'm going to show you in a moment, just go into long, deep breathing. So let's just take a moment here, and I want you to just practice with me long, deep breathing, because this is your life vest, if you will. So let's just go ahead and breathe in. So we're breathing in, and the breath is coming down through the throat, through the lungs, through the ribs, and into the diaphragm, stretching into the diaphragm. The diaphragm will expand as the belly will expand. And then when we exhale, the belly goes down, as does the diaphragm, and the exhale comes out. Okay, so without me talking, let's try that again. All right, so here we go. Okay, if you're not used to that, it can be unusual. So I just wanted to make sure that we cross the T's and dot the I's on that. So this first breath practice, we're just going to do 3 minutes right here, right now. And if you begin doing this every day for 3 minutes, you start toning your nervous system. So we're going to be doing a strong, brief breathing practice. I like to do this as an opener because we know that it's going to light up the prefrontal cortex, allowing us to be more present and aware. Because when when those emotions come up and overtake us, they're coming from, you know, our primal, the primal part of our brain and the amygdala, and we don't have the executive function going on. So this breathing is going to allow us to light up that executive thinking function, what we call the prefrontal cortex, the PFC. So we're going to use the hand position that I just showed you a moment ago. And a hand position is called a mudra in yogic science. And the hands are filled with nerve endings that originate in the motor and sensory cortex, another part of the brain. And the brain and central nervous system, they branch out from the spinal cord to reach these extremities. And in yoga psychology, we have this hardwired connection from mind to hand. So it's understandable that the posture of the hand may have healing effects all over the body. And that is classic Eastern wisdom and psychology. Okay, so what I want you to do is to be able to just take your hands in front of your chest and grip one hand over the other. See that? Doesn't matter which hand actually, and put that right in the front of your chest. And this is going to be your mast, as I like to say. So you're going to hang on to this as you do this strong breath. All right. So it's going to keep your ship from rocking, if you will. So the breath goes like this. It's one stroke in through the mouth and one stroke out through the nose. And it's about 1 second in and 1 second out. So let me model it for you, okay? So it's try it with me. Put the hands in place. And the eyes are closed, okay? So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to take a sip of water because I've been talking, but if you want to wet your mouth, you go right ahead too. Just take a second to do that. All right, so let's go ahead. We're just going to do 3 minutes of this, and I'm going to talk you through it. All right, I'm not going to do any music this time because I want you to hear me and I really want you to hear your breath. And remember, it's inhaling in through the mouth and exhaling out through the nose. Okay, here we go. What happened there? Excuse me. Go. Again, if you're newer to this kind of thing, you're going to get a little charge out of it, a little buzz. So breathe however it works best for you. You want to regulate it for you. Maybe it's a little slower, maybe you're calmer, it's not as deep, but these can be fun things once you get used to it, okay? You know, when you try something new, it's foreign, like jogging. The first time you went jogging, you didn't go far, but once you get used to it, hey, you might end up loving it. So I'm modeling the stronger version, but you take care of yourself. Use this idea of wind, clearing out the mind and clearing out the chatter and thoughts. You want to create just an open, empty space so you can just see and feel clearly. And that's about 1 minute now, the first minute under your belt. So it's always a little like, you know, oh, this is new and exciting and oh, maybe a little overwhelming. And as we move into the second minute, I want you to start taking control. And if it's still too much, adjust your breath. If it's still too much, continue to adjust your breath. So start feeling like, I got this. And maybe it starts feeling good. And maybe it takes you this full second minute to be able to do that. And you know, the thing that we did when we were kids, you know, keep breathing now, we called it hyperventilating. So if you're not used to this, your brain is not used to this much oxygen, you're going to get a little dizzy and lightheaded, and you may not like it. So take it slower, take it easier. I was feeling a little lightheaded immediately after a few breaths, but I enjoy it. I know it's going to be okay, and I know that it's going to clarify things. All right, so moving into the third minute, can you, in this third minute, move into peace? Keep it up. So if you've ever been windsurfing or out kite flying on a nice day, this wind, you might say, oh, it's not bothering me. I love it. This wind, it's empowering me. We're coming into the last 20 seconds here, and adjust if you need to, the strength, the length, or the timing of it, the intensity of it. Maybe you want to slow it down a little bit. Keep it deep. In these last 10 seconds now, do it. All right, this is the last one. Inhale deeply and hold it, and squeeze the hands. Hold strong and steady. Eyes are closed. Feel yourself. Feel like you're on the top of a mountain. Bring up that image like you're on top of everything, feeling empowered and peaceful. Now let that breath go. And relax your hands to your lap. Be very still and relax your body. And there might be a lot of buzz to it, but sit here in peace. Now your body, your whole metabolism is calming down. Like when the smoke clears, and like when the fog clears, you can be very clear and peaceful. Let's take a minute. Good. So let's do it again. We're just going to do it for 30 seconds this time. Grab your hand hole. Okay. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Go ahead. We're just clearing the mind here. Good. Inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the nose. Inhale. And hold, and we're peaceful again. Exhale and let it go. Relax your hands and be still here. Anytime you want to get peaceful, you can use this just to breathe again and recharge. And if the mind starts to get too busy, you can do this anytime. Okay. So now take a deep breath. In and out. And come back.